Hello everyone, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, episode 3. Today I'm building this huge ISS style space station, which I want to use to help me process a bit more science and unlock some better technology in preparation for various other missions. For example, interplanetary missions to Duna, Eve and Moho, which we'll be doing eventually, and colonizing the Moon and Minmus, which will be a bit tricky. I have MKS installed, and to truly colonize a place, in my eyes, it needs to have everything so the Kerbals can stay there indefinitely, and it needs to have the ability to produce its own spacecraft. But until then, this space station is just a research space station. Eventually I'll give it the ability to create other spacecrafts in orbit using extraplanetary launch pads. That should be in a later episode. For now, it's just, well, I got a contract to build a space station and I was like, yeah, you're gonna make a space station. I'm giving it a lot of habitation modules. I don't want to need to do too many crew rotations. So say if I'm doing a interplanetary mission like I just mentioned, I don't want to, during the time warp to that other body, need to do 3 or 4 crew rotations, because then I'll get frustrated and I'll eventually abandon the space station. Hence, a lot of habitation modules, a very high cost when launching this, and I definitely overblew the budget. Now, because I sped up the footage to like 1000x or something, because I spent hours designing this thing, and you guys don't want to watch me just building it for hours. You guys want a short time lapse of me building it. My editor was really laggy, so apologies if anything I say is like a second or two after it happens. It should be more okay once I launch this thing to orbit. Now I did upgrade the VAB, which made my funding situation even worse, but it's still okay. Here I just realized there's no way I'm launching both trusses attached to the service module without splitting them into 2 or 3 parts. And about here also decided, you know what, let's just make a huge monolithic single launch rocket to send everything to space. As a result, the game started getting really laggy, and I just beat up the footage. So yeah, here I just like built a tiny little resupply craft. I decided to launch with the space station itself, but give it the ability to deorbit itself. And now we're transitioning to the launch. And off we go. Laggy as usual, but you guys will be seeing the 1x speed of it, 1x speed version of this. The version where I edit it so it looks nice for your enjoyment. We're getting a sort of a sunrise over the clouds as we're launching. Those clouds look beautiful as always, thanks to BlackRock's planetary volumetric clouds mod. Say down below in the comments if I should make a guide on how to mod Kerbal Space Program so it looks like this. I feel like this is the way the game is supposed to be played. Now, a minor life update for me. I am now in the UK, but my computer isn't here yet. So in order to like preserve my backlog until the computer comes, I will be making those videos shorter, reducing the amount of missions per video. I'm also going to be trying to make a few shorts, because I put like one short out and it full on out exploded with 800 views, which made no sense because that short was just like a clipped up version of my most unsuccessful video ever. And talking about unsuccessful videos and lightning storm down there, I wrote my very first fan fiction and sent it out on the internet. It's an alternate universe of The Martian, where everyone gets stranded on Mars. Link will be in description. And it got more hits, which is AO3's version of like YouTube's views, than my second video got. And I put significantly more time into that second video than my fan fiction, so yeah. Still, my other videos are successful-ish. I know I shouldn't really be thinking of views as a metric of how good my videos are. I know the second video is technically better than the first, but it's hard to not do it as a new YouTuber, to obsess a bit over the analytics, try and figure out what you guys want, but the algorithm in fact doesn't really know what you guys want yet, which means any data coming out of it won't really help. I need to compare my videos not by like which one got the most views, but like is this one objectively better than the other? Now this blue orbit line, don't worry, I'm not abandoning a contract to rescue a Kerbal. It's just a satellite contract I never get around to doing in the future. A bit more science as we're going up, and now my favorite track from Askeladd is about to start playing, Home, and we're doing our synchronization burn now. Yep. My original plan was for the upper stage to help me power through the upper parts of the atmosphere, so I did give it a mainsail engine, I think it was called. Here I'm reorganizing the solar panels. No, not the solar panels. The solar panels are on the trusses. I'm moving the trusses to another position so they're out of the way. Then I'm going to move the how do I put it? What did I call this thing? The service module. Now I did originally plan for this thing to have monopropellant tanks on it, but I removed them because my idea was to have the trusses always attached to it, and the trusses have their own monopropellant tanks, so I thought it would be redundant. So I just used my little space tug to rescue it before it floats off into deep space. This does mean I have had to unsandwich the space station, and a good chunk of it is drifting away now. You can see it, right? I did put a moving antenna on this service module. It doesn't really serve any purpose, I just think it looks cool. And, well, it should be docked in a moment. Now, if you do like this video, please do subscribe and well, obviously hit the like button. It means a lot to me, especially if you comment on how I could improve. I just want to know how I could be better, you know. And the YouTube algorithm does, of course, take any likes and comments as a really good positive indicator that it should show my videos to more people. Here I'm moving the trusses to be attached to the docking ports on the service module. I'm using the a docking port mod to do this. It's on the left side of the screen. There should be an arrow pointing towards it. And now you can see a really annoying visual glitch that happened. Some people on Discord did tell me I could change my altitude to try and evade it. Basically, a cyan sphere overlaps with Kerbin's terrain and everything looks really ugly. Yeah, you can see it now. So I've changed my altitude a few times, but nothing worked until I full on out restarted the game, so that's what I had to do. Now here, I've got so I've got the tug attached to a little station core, I think is what Stocklight Stations mod calls it, which can also serve as another tug if a Kerbal is manning it. It's just a control point. Now the cupola is also a control point, and I've included a stock cupola. You can see it bolted on the end of this little hab module I'm moving around right now. But, well, I'm not always going to have a cupola on my space stations because these things are big and heavy. Sometimes I'm just going to use a small station core. I apologize for the background sound if there's any. And yeah. Couple more docking maneuvers to do. The habitation module is attached. I'm now moving the a little resupply craft I made, and instead of launching separately, I ended up bolting it onto the space station launch too. This little craft just contains a ton of fertilizer for the greenhouses to use. And this, I think, yep, this should be the greenhouse. I did use this, I did use the probe core on board the little resupply craft to control this thing as it moves around. It was already attached. I didn't feel like dragging out the tug again. Now everything's attached. I'm just disconnecting the fuel tank and upper stage from this because it's redundant. Turning on the lights and deploying the solar panels now. I did initially intend for all the solar panels to come out at once, but they didn't. I forgot I had to do it with every single solar panel because, you know, except if you're, I think unless you're inside the VAB, symmetry doesn't really apply when you're selecting stuff. Or, well, then again, symmetry doesn't really apply at all because this thing was launched in 2 separate parts. And now, thanks for watching. Please do subscribe if you want to see the next episode where we're going to be crewing the space station. Next episode should be out in a couple of days or a week. Thanks for watching, and Exospace 7 out. See you in space.